So, Audemars Piguet has released a $215,000 watch with Spiderman on the dial. Let's talk about it. Now, I don't particularly have a problem with watch brands coming up with fun pieces and doing something crazy once in a while. People aren't happy about the execution of this watch and the price tag. Like, the price tag is just a bit insane. One of H. Moser's tourbillon will cost you, I think, just around $100,000. Some independent brands with very limited supply, producing maybe a few hundred watches a year, like the likes of Charles Girardier, their manufactured tourbillon watch costs around $80,000. So having a watch with the tourbillon that costs $200,000 and change, what are you thinking, AP? Before we dissect and we start bashing this watch and AP, we need to ask a few fundamental questions, like, who is this watch for? Who is going to buy this watch? Why is everybody hating on this? And where does this move place AP within the Holy Trinity? Let's take a look at this watch first. 42 millimeters of titanium case, 50 meters of water resistance, hand-painted and sculpted Spiderman character with white gold hour markers with black PVD coating, and a manufacturer caliber 2974 with 3 Hz beat frequency and 72 hours of power reserve, and of course, a tourbillon. This is not how you design a watch, especially when you're creating a subject-themed watch. You can't just, oh, I like music, so you just give the guy a house shaped like a guitar. That's literally what has happened here. And just to understand this, look at Konstantin Chaikin's watches. No, better yet, take a look at Citizen's EcoDrive Spiderman watch. And just look at the details. That, honestly, forget the price tag. That watch looks so much better than this. I mean, of course, this is going to sell out and it's going to sell over retail because it's an AP and because it's a Royal Oak and because it's so limited. But that price tag is just absurd. Not to mention, the design is just, ugh. I can't think of another word. So who's going to buy this? Let's answer the questions. Investors are going to buy this, not collectors, not enthusiasts. It is going to be the investors. I'm sure Spider-Man fans are not going to be able to afford this watch. Secondly, why is AP doing this? What is the purpose behind this release? This is just my opinion. I think that AP is trying to, of course, do something that's relevant for the next generation, but not just that. They're also trying to stand out from the rest of the Trinity. Like I said, I don't mind brands doing this, but if you compare this watch to Konstantin Chaikin's, they do something insane. They do, you have the Minions watches, you have the Joker watch, but they have some extremely innovative, high horology, complicated watches. That's just like nothing else that you will ever see. Even if you look at their clocks, their audience, it's not dumbed down. You have these fun watches, but they're done in a very intelligent way. There's something to talk about right there. And then you have their high-end pieces, their more complicated pieces for somebody that appreciates that stuff. When was the last time that AP innovated? They're just pushing out, trying to create trends. That's what it seems like. I'm sure that's not true entirely, at least, but that to the average person, that's what it looks like. So it just makes me sad that new independent brands are able to create much more, like they're working much harder for your money than AP. I had the same reaction with Black Panther, and it's clear that now this has become a pattern. And again, it just seems like there's this generic case with a few simple, changes in the details here and there, and then you just stamp a superhero on it. And next year, they'll probably come up will come out with the Hulk version, which will be all green. And essentially, they're using the same silhouette, the same case, and just modifying it. The other thing is, the watchmaking skills are not being utilized in the right way. Audemars Piguet is now experimenting with diamonds on their watches. They're experimenting with sculptures on their watches. But when Hublot came out with the rubber strap and people were pissed that how is this innovation? You're just putting a rubber strap. It has nothing to do with watchmaking. How is hand painting or handcrafting a Spiderman sculpture, a 3D made sculpture of Spiderman related to watchmaking? The skills are being wasted. That's what's sad about AP's situation, in my opinion, right now. Now, where does this position AP? What they're trying to do is have that wow factor, have that controversial piece. They're not doing so much, you're not going to find them everywhere, just to keep them relevant, just to have that a bit of fun aspect. So now if you compare AP with Patek and with Vacheron, to a lot of people, those brands will be a bit more traditional, and AP is the cool one. I think that is where they're headed. They know that this execution is not done in a very sophisticated way. You're just stamping Spider-Man on the dial. Design-wise, there's nothing groundbreaking happening here. They are competing with independent brands that are doing insane things for lesser price. Like if I had $200,000, I would go to Grubel 4C, I would go to MBNF, because I can see that the innovation is worth the price. That's why a lot of people are rethinking the whole Holy Trinity status, because you have so much more competition at that price point. I don't know. I just wanted to share my opinion. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, as it really helps. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.